You walk in, there's all these women, and they're all looking at you. You're the piece of meat now, as opposed to when you walk into nightclubs here, it's all these guys and a few women, and everybody's like after those women. Well, now put yourself in the shoes of those women, because that's who you are. Go on a group tour. It's not like we just throw you into a social. It's okay, fend for yourself. Before you go, there's a lot of work that goes on, right? We're asking you to give us a list of women that you think you might want to meet. We're asking you to help us help you by giving us a list of women you think you want to meet. Now, sometimes you might not meet all the women on that list. Sometimes you might not meet any. Sometimes you might meet all of them. You know, it just really depends, because we don't put a gun to the women's head and say, okay, you got to meet Richard. You know, we just don't do that. We don't pay the women to go meet you. Okay, that's not what this is about. So it's free will. But for the most part, you'll be able to meet some of those women on your list, either at the social, if they don't want to go to the social. Then you go into what we call the hospitality room, which is a room kind of like this, a little bit smaller, and it's staffed by our matchmakers, and you're assigned certain matchmakers, and they're gonna spend their time working with you during that whole group tour period, whether it's 10 days, 7 days, 14 days, whatever you choose, and they're gonna help you with dates, right? And even while you're out on a date, they're gonna be calling and making dates for you. And then they're gonna call you and say, by the way, now you have a date for 3 at 3, and you got 1 at 5, right? Now, the one thing I would ask you guys is to not let your heart get bigger than your capacity to date. Because, for example, they do a great job of arranging dates. Problem is, you guys think you can date like a machine, and you can't. You know, you're trying to arrange 3, 4, 5 dates a day, which they'll do if you really ask them to do it, but then you're not being able to do it. One story I can tell you is this guy had like a noon, a 2, a 5, a 7, right? And so these women are coming. They're meeting him at the hotel lobby after he's meeting them. Well, he's out on his 5. His 5's going really, really well. He doesn't want to stop the date. So he continues to date, okay? Blows off the 7, doesn't call anybody, doesn't tell anybody. So the woman who's supposed to meet him at 7's at the hotel lobby. She's sitting there until 7:38 waiting, which, where does that happen here? And no one shows, right? And one of our other guys just happened to be in the lobby. Really nice guy. He noticed her and he said, "What you doing?" And she said, "I'm waiting for my date." And he said, "Well, how late is it?" And she said, "About an hour." And he said, "Well, I'll go out with you." And she said, "Okay." And now they're married. You walk into that office, they have a list. They know about you, and they can talk to women about you, and they're saying, you're giving them these different women you think you want to meet, and then they're making recommendations for you as well. And then they're setting you up on these dates, and you're going out on these dates, and you're meeting these different women. I mean, if you thought about what that would cost here in the United States to go in and have a personalized matchmaker for you, calling and setting up to 2, 3 dates a day, plus attending a social where you're meeting hundreds and hundreds of women, what do you think you would pay here? I mean, it would be astronomical. I mean, there's some sites here that, well, we were in India at a matchmaking conference not too long ago. There's this woman from New York, and she charges $50,000 for 6 introductions. And you don't get to see the woman perform. And it's up to her. And that's it. And once you're done with the 6, if you're not happy or married, she doesn't care. And that was the 50 grand. And I'm like, really? We're too cheap. We're way too cheap for what we do. But, you know, I think giving yourself that opportunity and going to these tours and going to the socials and then coupling it with the hospitality room and having that staff assist you with meeting the women maybe you met at the social the night before, or meeting new women that weren't at the socials, because we can't invite all the women in our database to 2 socials. On these tours that we do, these group tours like in Latin America and Asia, you're going to get 2 socials. The tour starts on a Thursday. You get there on a Thursday, you get orientated, you get your hotel set up, everybody's happy, blah, blah, blah. We'll do another long orientation, and then you're gonna know everything you need to know about everything, right? Our staff's gonna be talking to you. You're gonna get all the information you need. You're gonna know where to buy the water, where to change the phone, where to do this, where to do that. You don't have to worry about anything except dating. That's all you're doing. And you're not reinventing the wheel. Some guys, I could just go and meet women myself. Go, have at it. But the thing is, you're going to spend so much time trying to find the right kind of women to meet, trying to figure out what the peso to dollar ratio is, trying to figure out all this stuff. We did all that for you. Why reinvent the wheel? For what we charge, are you kidding me? You can't get a better deal. So you go over there, you let our staff take care of you. You have both the socials, you have the the one-on-ones that we do from our hospitality room. And guys, at the socials, if you've never been to one of our socials, it's like an experience that you've never had. You walk in and all these women, and they're all looking at you. Yeah. You're the piece of meat now, as opposed to when you walk into nightclubs here, it's all these guys, the sausage fest thing, right? I mean, it's all these guys and a few women, and everybody's like after those women. Well, now put yourself in the shoes of those women, because that's who you are. And they're touching you, they're touching you, I mean, like that one guy I told you I was hiding in the bathroom. You know, they did a movie about this. There's a movie called Two Brothers and a Bride. In that movie, those guys came and they experienced a social before they made that movie. And a lot of things you see in that movie happened during our social. And one of them is when David Arquette goes in the bathroom and is throwing up at a social. He's in the bathroom vomiting because he's so nervous of all these women. That's happened more than once on our socials. Okay, because it's something that you're just not used to. Now, some guys can handle it, just no problem. They go in, they're, hey, you know, they're talking, they're fine. Other guys are like at the bar drinking like crazy, you know, because you're freaked out, liquid courage, which isn't a good idea either. But now you're drunk, and that's not good. But we help you. And once you get through that first social, then it's better. We give you a matchmaker at the beginning of the social who is at your side for 4 hours at that social. She doesn't leave you. She's going to table with you. And she's talking to the women with you. She's telling them about you. She's getting dates for you. She's helping you, right? Again, where does that happen? It's just all these things that we do that we've learned over 3 decades of helping people do this internationally. We implement for you when you come.
Are you interested in meeting the love of your life? Experience the adventure of a lifetime. Interested? Learn more at
MexicanLovemates.com.